Are you hearing that background noise?
Just a little.
Oh, it's not so bad then? Okay. It's bothering me, so. You ever been in Cleveland?
Nope.
Me neither.
Well,
Until today.
Farthest I ever been is New Hampshire going up and Virginia going down.
Yeah, well, Cleveland's going west, so.
Yeah. Farthest west I've been is Buffalo.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's only 3 hours past Buffalo.
Nice.
It's only 6 hours from Cherry Valley. 6 hours and 40 minutes.
Wow. So what room am I going to on Wednesday?
So it's 2 classes, 12 to 2 and 2 to 4. 12 to 2 is in 1229, which I was in last year. You've been in there.
Okay.
And 2 to 4 is 103, G103.
Okay.
You might want to, there might be a class in there but at 10 to 12, I'm not sure. But it should be pretty straightforward. There's a, maybe we could use your podcasting studio. We'll think about it. Probably not.
Probably not anymore.
Yeah.
Laptops don't have enough USB hooks.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
USB on buses. So that's
okay.
Drawback.
Yeah.
Which that could go into the thesis too.
Yeah. Who do we got here? Mr. Hamilton. Hello. Sorry about. Are you guys picking up a lot of that background noise?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll find a quieter spot. It was quiet when I sat down. I'm gonna have to walk around and find a quiet spot. It's like a big hangout. I picked the quietest corner of the cafeteria, but I could use some power too, so let me pack up. I got 4 minutes. Hello, Catherine.
Hello, Steve. That is not Steve. Hi, James. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
I'm just walking to a quieter spot.
Okay. Is it okay if I share this link with my methods class?
Sure.
I don't think they'll join because it's a little last minute-y, but just in case.
Not last minute-y.
Well, like 3 minutes.
Yeah. You got 2 minutes before it's last minute.
Okay, then.
I scoped out a place earlier, but it turned out not to be too quiet. So I'm just walking around for a quiet spot with a plug.
My lunch.
I found one. Oh, someone even left their USB charger in the plug. How about that?
They'll be back.
They'll be back. That would be mean to take it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be mean.
Yeah, but not mean to use it.
Not a bit. No.
Not a bit. All right. Now, if you sent the link now, Catherine, it would be last minute.
Mm-hmm. I just clicked.
You made it.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm having a session for them tomorrow night, but I recommended that they take a look at your syllabus website and then, look forward a little bit because they'll be in taking thesis next semester. So even if it's not with you,
okay.
It's a good idea.
Yep.
So hi, Dan. Is it Dan?
Okay.
Hello.
My power outlet just decided it was dead. Luckily, I have a new one in my bag. I'll leave the old one and someone will be all excited.
So Steve, I tried Collaborate for one of my other classes, and Zoom's better.
Oh no.
It took about 5 minutes to figure that out.
Oh no.
No power?
No wonder they left their USB charger here. It doesn't work. No power. Ugh. All right, I got 37% power. Ugh. Now I'm going to be late, so let me look for another power outlet. Huh. Well, I'll just go for a little while and we'll see how we do. And I'll look for another power. So tonight I wanted to cover some stuff, depending on who was here and who was interested in it. So what I had on the calendar is review versus reference list. And reference lists, so tarot and first readers and second readers. But if that stuff is all, if you guys have content that you'd like to talk about instead, we can do that first, and then I can go back and cover that, you know, in the second half hour. So what's your preference? Should I kind of run through like 15 minutes of that material first and then talk about your projects? Does that make sense to you all, or somebody have a different agenda?
That sounds good to me.
That sounds
All right.
great, Steve. Would you mind recording it?
Yes, I would mind. But luckily, James is here. James.
I've been recording.
James is the recorder. That's his job, his graduate assistant job. And soon, as soon as he's done, he will post a link, and it will look just like that.
Yep.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
Very soon. Okay. So, so the literature review reference list that you guys need to submit is a pretty significant piece of work, in that it's a lot of words, 3,500 to 4,000 words or so. And we'd really like to see it reference or cite at least 15 sources, give or take, half of which should be from scholarly reviewed peer publications. And my favorite sense of what is a scholarly reviewed peer publication is let's look for Catherine's stuff. And if you search on Google Scholar, it frequently or not always will bring up generally scholarly reviewed peer publications. So if you've got questions, just ask me. But generally anything that is published in an academic journal, you know, proceedings of conference, that stuff is peer reviewed, and it's just not like it's just not a professional publication. The other half can be professional publications or trade publications. They don't have to be scholarly, but we really want you to pull some theoretical materials from the scholarship that's been already done about your question. It's written as an essay, so it's not an annotated bibliography. So it's not like, you know, source one said this, source two said this, source three said that. It's an essay that organizes the theoretical points you want to make. The organization is your contribution to the scholarly literature, and then the citations are your demonstration that the way that you've organized the literature has been previously addressed, or at least they've talked around your topic. So you really want to set it up so that, you know, this is point one, this is point two, this is point three, this is point four. Those points are your contributions. You're not going to, you won't necessarily find that in the literature, but that's what you've derived from your readings. And then each one of those 4 points, or if it's 5, whatever, is supported by reference to scholarly and professional publication. And it needs to include a reference list that follows a standard format, because this literature review, it will get revised a couple of times during your process, but this thing just plugs right into your final project or your final thesis. Okay, so pick a format. It doesn't matter which one. It just needs to be one of the standard APA, name, date, social science. You pick it. It doesn't really matter to us. And that's pretty much what the literature review and reference list looks like. I suggest that you, at the very beginning, that you take a look at Zotero. This is the website for Zotero, and the link is here, and it's, I'll just show you what my Zotero looks like. I think I've got Zotero running in Firefox, maybe? Yeah. So I've got Zotero. This is my collection on archiving internet content. I'm going to switch it to non-tab mode. So these are my references about analyzing internet context, hypertext. I have a collection on gastroparesis. I've got a bunch of different folders or collections. So let's go back to one of our lists. So if we're like looking at, I was looking for one of Catherine's, so we'll find one. It's KR Stam, I think, right?
Yeah, it is.
There
like
it is.
there.
There's one. So this is one of Catherine's publications, and let's see if it will come up. That's a lot of citations, Catherine. That's pretty impressive.
We can't see yet anything. Oh, I see what you're saying right here where it says 560. Is anybody else a little bit frozen?
I think
I'm
you
not
froze
catching
up.
anything.
There, I'm back now, right? Did I get booted?
Oh, we were frozen for a minute.
Yeah. Okay. Are we back?
We're back.
We're back. We're still waiting for this to resolve. There it is. So if this is the article that we're interested in putting in our Zotero library, you select one of the options. I usually use the top one because they pick out the best one. It saves as Zotero Direct, and this is the one that we just cited. So all of this information comes into all these fields get filled in by Zotero. And then when you're using Microsoft Word, I don't have it set up for Word, but using Microsoft Word, there's a technique in Word that says, oh, go cite this article by Stanton and Stan. And you can figure it out in Zotero. And then when you say, okay, generate my reference list, your reference list is generated automatically. So it's just a whole bibliographic management system, free and open source. So I'd highly encourage you to use it, but I don't require you, but that would be my strong suggestion, that you kind of take this opportunity to learn how to use Zotero. Questions about that? Okay, that's good. No, questions are good. The other points I wanted to make, and I'm going to try and keep this to this 10, 15-minute piece, is to talk about the first reader and the second reader. So the first reader is the person, the faculty member, who's primarily responsible for your project, other than you, obviously, who's responsible for reading it. Ideally, the first reader is involved at the very earliest stages, like now. Ideally for the topic statement, but absolutely for the proposal presentation. There are currently 6 faculty members who are eligible to serve as first readers for IDT Thesis. You probably all know Russ, Ryan, me, Catherine. Many of you may know Ibrahim Yusel, who teaches the gamification class. And none of you probably know Anna Joffre, who is a new faculty member who joined the faculty this semester and is not teaching a graduate class, but she's a member of the graduate faculty. And I've been recommending some of you to reach out to her and talk with her based on the topics. So the first reader supervised by default. If you don't pick a first reader, it's me. And if you don't feel like doing anything and you're happy with me, then I'm perfectly happy to do it. Just let me know that you're intending to use me as the first reader. And then, you know, basically you'd write your preliminary topic statement and send it off to Catherine and say, will you be my first reader? Here's my thesis. And then there's a process that you guys will go through. You need to identify your first reader and your second reader on this form, which isn't there. Why not? Because it's on the topic statement form. Once you've submitted your topic statement, you fill out this form where you identify your first reader and your second reader, and request a date, and then you'll get scheduled for a presentation. And that's coming right up, so you might want to start. You know, you guys saw a bunch of topic statements come through, and I'm trying to get to respond to them as soon as I can. So I should be doing that. If I don't get through them all tonight, then tomorrow. Your second reader, go back to that. Your second reader is, the second faculty member has to approve your thesis or your project. And you can select your second reader from among the IDT faculty or from any other member of the SUNY IT graduate faculty, which is essentially all full-time faculty members who have a PhD. So you can pull somebody from business or math or whatever your second, if you're pulling from another discipline, your second reader can come from another discipline. Same process, and that's about it. So there, I did that all in like 12 minutes. So that was the sort of material that I wanted to run through, and I thought we could chat about that. And James, what you should do is you should stop the record and then